The terrace of the Leper King, known in Khmer as the Leper King Terrace, is situated in the northwest corner of the royal square of Angkor Thom, located in Siem Reap, the Kingdom of Cambodia. Constructed in the Bayon style under the reign of the highly esteemed Khmer King Jayavarman VII, who ruled from 1181 to 1220. This construction primarily exists independently from the other edifices surrounding the royal palace of Angkor Thom. The moniker Leper King derives from the appearance of a statue atop the terrace, where discoloration and moss growth appeared, reminiscent of leprosy symptoms. This connection ties to the Cambodian legend of King Yasovarman I, who is said to have suffered from the disease. Locally, the image is recognized as Dharmaraja, as indicated by the inscription at the base of the original statue. The terrace of the Leper King, extending into a royal square, spans 25 meters. However, its sharply indented corners render it more octagonal in shape than rectangular. A trench-like passageway traces the outline of the 6-meter high walls, positioned 2 meters inward from the outer walls, with its inner surface intricately coated with variations. The laterite base is faced with sandstone, embellished with bas reliefs organized into 7 horizontal registers. The intriguing name of this terrace originates from a statue known as the Leper King, which is positioned on the terrace itself. The statue exhibited here is a replica. The original resides in the courtyard of the National Museum in Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. The figure is portrayed seated with his right knee elevated, a posture some art historians interpret as Javanese in style. Notably, the figure's nudity is atypical in Khmer artistic representations. The identity of the Leper King is shrouded in mysteries and speculation. The prevalent theory suggesting that King Jayavarman VII was afflicted by leprosy, leading him to construct numerous hospitals throughout his empire, lacks historical substantiation. Some scholars propose that the statue may represent Khubura, the deity of wealth, or King Yasovarman I, both of whom are believed to have suffered from leprosy. An alternative explanation arises from an inscription found on the statue, composed of characters dating back to the 14th or 15th century, which could be interpreted as referring to Dharmaraja, translating to King of the Order, an epithet attributed to Yama, the god of death or judgment, and the underworld. Furthermore, another theory posits that the name Leper King was derived from the lichen that grows upon the statue. A French historian and archaeologist, Jacques Zedes, posits that many of the Khmer monuments were primarily funerary temples, where the remains of kings were interred post-cremation. He suggests that the royal crematorium was situated on the terrace of the Leper King. Consequently, the statue located there is interpreted as representing the deity of death, appropriately positioned to fulfill his function. Another theory originates from a Cambodian chronicle that recounts the tale of a minister who refused to bow before the king. In response, the king struck him with his sword, causing venomous spittle to land on the king himself. Subsequently, he developed leprosy and came to be known as the Leper King. In alignment with the theory, a notable scene depicted in the wall carvings of Bayon illustrates engaged in combat with a giant venomous snake. The king triumphed by decapitating the serpent. However, during the struggle, the snake's toxic blood spattered onto him. This combination led to an incurable condition, resulting in leprosy that accompanied him until his death. Subsequently, a statue known as the Leper King was created and placed on the terrace to recall the king until today. The three outer faces of the terrace, south, east, and north, along with the brief east-facing section to the north, are intricately carved in deep relief, depicting various mythological scenes. These scenes are organized into 6 and 7 registers and include representations of various serious deities wielding swords, accompanied by devadas wearing crown, and other notable figures. The lowest tier showcases nagas and marine creatures. Notably, the most impressive reliefs are located on the east-facing extension wall, directly to the north of the terrace, and it is advisable to begin your exploration there. The carving style is reminiscent of those found on the south wall of the large pond at the royal palace, indicating a date in the latter part of the 13th century. To view the concealed reliefs, access the trench located at the narrow entrance in the southwest corner and navigate its zigzag path around the terrace. The carvings within the trench are similar to those on the exterior, featuring seated male figures with drawn swords, flanked by attendant devadas. The lower register of the walls and the corner angles display robust representations of 5, 7, and 9-headed nagas. In addition to these carvings, one can explore a variety of sculpted scenes that depict the rich natural landscape of the forest and Tonle Sap Lake, the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia. These scenes include representations of humans riding elephants, villagers gathered together, and female deities riding different animals. The creation of a second set of reliefs, discovered after the trench was filled with latrite and rubble, likely stemmed from structural concerns as the initial walls began to deteriorate. Consequently, an expansion of the terrace was deemed necessary. Evidence of gaps in the exterior wall indicates that numerous blocks of stone were repurposed in this process. You exit the concealed reliefs by ascending the steps located at the northwest corner. Atop the terrace, a statue representing either Dharma or Yama, the deity associated with the underworld, is positioned centrally. This figure is depicted as a naked male, devoid of sexual organs, seated with the right knee elevated and a mask, resting on his right shoulder, surrounded by 4 fragmented-seated guardians at each cardinal point. The inscription at the base of the statue, dating back to the 14th century or later, likely indicates the period in which the statue was created. It's time to discover the majestic ancient temples of Cambodia. Cambodia, the Kingdom of Wonder.
Open your eyes, unfold a dream, witness the joy, a magical scene. It's a new place.